welcome one, welcome all to another fantastic game in our 413 Esports Championship Series. I am joined by Down the Barrel. I am Octave. How are you feeling today?
Feeling absolutely fantastic, man. Just ready for some more great Overwatch being shown in this fantastic tournament hosted by 413.
Awesome. And today for you all, we have Potaters going up against Ascent. Two of the, I would say, lower in the power rankings teams going into this one. So, I hope we're going to see an exciting game today.
I do as well. And you know what? Whenever you put up these teams that have, basically their backs against the wall, they got nothing to lose, but yet everything to gain. And you know what? I expect both of these teams have not just been sitting on their past experiences, but rather have been improving constantly. And then through each other today, we will have to see if Potaters can finally take that map that they've been so longing to have, as well as to see if Ascent can keep rising up in the packs.
Yeah, so we're going to see how they can do. All that being said, let's take a look real quick at the fixtures for this week. Of course, earlier this week we saw 413 Havoc take down New Haven Varsity, WVU Mountaineers take down 413 Nightshade, and of course UAH Charger Blue taking down Bad at Overwatch. Earlier today, we did record earlier today 413 Catalyst against 413 Riot. Of course, can't spoil anything for today, but we are going to be broadcasting that tomorrow, so make sure you go watch that. But the game at hand, of course, Potaters versus Ascent. And of course, that being said, let's look really quick at the standings. 4-3 Havoc, of course, still in that top spot. Barrel, take me through these.
Yeah, absolutely. So 413 Havoc is having a fantastic time. Both the Mountaineers and Havoc both have a similar map differential, but yet Havoc just has that extra win over their belt in the total grand scheme of things. So Havoc looking very strong, Mountaineers straight on their tail. Nightshade and Catalyst. Depending on how the game goes that we're going to broadcast tomorrow, Catalyst could be taking the third seat spot from Nightshade, just depending, because Nightshade has played 4 games, but the map differential is looking a little low at 2 over or under Catalyst's 3. The rest, taking a look at the bottom, Potaters still not having a win, along with Riot, but the Potaters have yet to take a map. So hopefully that will change in today's match.
Yeah, of course, hopefully we get to see a good match today. I want to see Potaters turn it around. I think they're a bunch of great players. I think they're super nice as well. So hopefully we can see them turn things around. And that being said, we are going to take a look at our power rankings. Of course, partnered with Rogue Energy. So, take it away. And here, of course, the power rankings brought to you by Rogue Energy. Of course, 4-3 Havoc, WVU Mountaineers, still taking up that S tier slot. Barrel, take me through these.
So whenever it comes to these power rankings, you gotta assume that Havoc and the Mountaineers just gonna be taking that S spot. They gotta have that competition at the top, and they're Mountaineers just on the heels of Havoc for sure. Where it gets a little dicey is in the A and the B tier. The Nightshade and UAH Charger Blue holding into this A spot. However, Charger Blue, whenever they went up against Catalyst, kind of dropped in a 0-3. So taking a look at these power rankings, not exactly accurate for this time. I think that Charger Blue definitely showed an upset whenever they 3-2'd Bad at Overwatch. So I think that Charger Blue can convincingly keep their top of the B spot. But Catalyst, I think that they earned their spot back in the A tier. Nightshade and Catalyst sharing the A tier with Charger Blue, Battered Overwatch, and University of New Haven Varsity should be at B. Um, that's just my kind of understanding. The C and the D tiers, C being Ascent at this point in time, we really don't know where Ascent will go after these sorts of matches. They haven't really had the most uh, they haven't had the most difficult schedule as of right now, and there's still kind of a dark horse team. I feel like we haven't really seen them pull off all the stops yet, so we're going to keep them there for now, but subject to change, definitely. And then of course the D tier with Riot and Potaters, well, they just haven't been able to take that many maps lately, and so these are going to be the updated power rankings. And but Octave, talking about the match at hand, we need to choose our predictions. Who do you think is going to come out on top today?
Now, I gotta say, we have two of the, I would say, lower tier teams going into this one. However, I mean, I can't really justify going against Ascent here. I mean, Potatoes, like, they haven't taken a map yet. I gotta see Ascent as the favorites here. I gotta go with them.
All right. And I think I have to mirror that. Unfortunately, it's just Ascent. It it seems like from what they've been able to pull out so far, they're a very strong team in this lower bracket, and honestly, just have a little bit more fundamental knowledge of Overwatch than the Potaters at this point in time. But we will have to see how that pans out in the coming days. But coming up next, we're gonna have our pre-match interview with Magma Boy from Potaters. So let's see if we can get him in here real quick.
Yeah, of course, the captain of this squad. So, of course, one of the best options for an interview. Hopefully, we can get him here very shortly. There he is, Magma Boy, the man himself, the man of the hour. Thank you for coming in for this interview. How are you feeling today?
Uh, Kind of mid. I just sat in the car for like 10 hours, but I'm finally here and I'm finally ready to play.
All right, awesome. But might I ask, why were you in the car for 10 hours?
I was on a long trip and I was finally coming back home.
Awesome. I mean, to cap off a long trip, of course, we got some exciting Overwatch to play. So I just got a couple of questions to ask for you. The first of them being, what do you think you guys' the keys to victory are today to bounce back?
Honestly, just like good team coordination. We've had a lot of like improvement in our communication, our coordination over the last few scrims, and if we keep that up, I think we can pull ourselves into a victory here.
Awesome. I like the enthusiasm and uh, second order of business. What sort of prep have you guys done for today? Have you guys done, scrams? Have you done any special preparation or research about your opponent today?
We haven't done anything special. We did scrim them yesterday though, which was an interesting experience.
All right, awesome. So yeah, a good amount of prep done for today. Gotta ask, can you give us any hints on possible strats or compositions we're gonna see today?
Um, Honestly, I'm not quite sure. Probably expect some rush, and then maybe we'll pull out a meme strat or two. I don't know.
Oh, all right. I like it. Something to get excited about. And last but not least, of course, every pregame interview we gotta ask. We are going to have a Jinro coming in for the side of Ascent. Is there anything you'd like to say to your opponents before we head in?
Um, Good luck because we're not looking to lose this time.
Awesome. I love the enthusiasm. So, thank you very, very much, Magma Boy. Good luck today and have fun.
Thanks.
All right. And that being said, we can head into our second pre-match interview, that being with Jinro. So hopefully we can get him in here any second now. And yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for this one. We're gonna see what Jinro has to say very shortly. So Beryl, do you have any sort of predictions as to what comps we're going to see today?
Yeah, so whenever it comes to both of these teams, I mean, I think that they're just going to fall back onto what works most of the time. And so I expect to see a lot of brawl, but in a lot of different ways, we could see from what they just mentioned, we could see some rush coming out with some Winston Diva.
Yeah, awesome. That being said, we got Jinro in here right now. Beryl, take it away.
Absolutely. So, hey, Jinro, how's it going?
Hi. Good, going good. How are y'all doing?
Fantastic. Thanks for asking, man. All right, so getting to the business. Um, just a few questions before you get off and start doing some great things. Um, First of all, how are you guys feeling coming into this match? It has
Uh,
it's been a rough season for you so far. I just wanted to see, how have you guys been able to bounce back, and what have you been doing to improve recently?
yeah, it's been a little rough. We're actually feeling really good, especially after the win last week. That's kind of gotten us all in a much better mood. We've been practicing a lot more, doing some extra work, trying to prepare for whoever we go against each time now,
Okay.
and trying to scrim as much as possible to do better.
All right. And do you have any specific plans for whenever you scrim like that? Has there been any focuses for these scrims, or are you just trying to get as many games out there as possible?
We're trying to practice like new strats, like trying to test out, do better with like double bubble, double shield, and get like different coordination so that we're a bit like better, well-rounded team.
Okay. Would you say that now that you're a little bit more accustomed to the map pool and that you got pretty much a strat down for every point?
Yeah, for the most part, I'd say there's probably like one, maybe two maps that we're probably not going to be the best at, but we're getting better at them.
All right, very good. And the last thing I'll leave you with is, um, we just had Magma Boy come in, and they're very excited to play against you. Do you have anything or words of playful banter that you would like to send their way?
I guess I'll say hopefully it goes better for them than the scrims we had last night with them, because those were quite interesting for us as well with them.
All right, fair enough. All right, well, thank you for coming in, Jinro, and good luck in your match today.
Yep, yep. Thank y'all.
All right, awesome. I, I, I gotta point out real quick that both General and Magma Boy said that the scrims they had last night were interesting. Quote unquote interesting. Both of them said that. So, uh, makes you wonder what exactly went on there. But that being said, we are gonna head into a quick 3-minute intermission before heading into map number 1. So, make sure none of you go anywhere, and well, we'll see you guys on the other end of that 3-minute break. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that follow button down below. That being said, we'll see you guys on the other side of the break. Welcome back, everyone. We are just about ready to head into the first map of Potaters versus Ascent. I'm excited. It looks like we are heading into Oasis. Beryl, take me through what you think we're going to see here.
So, starting in an Oasis, and Oasis is probably one of my favorite parts of this map pool because whenever it comes to Oasis, I think it's a very well balanced map with the way that you can approach it. But it always has three very distinct phases. Some of the times in other control maps you can get away with just running the same comp over and over, but in Oasis you get severely punished, I feel like, just with the map geometry. For example, starting on University like we have here, it's a very common brawl map just with how much common ground there is to be taken and how much there is to aggress over with the amount of chokes that you have to go through just to get to the point. It's very conducive of an actual brawl. And so, starting out, we have the Potaters starting out with what looks to be a Rhinzaria with a Kree Doomfist. And we haven't seen much of the Doomfist coming out, but the Doomfist has the potential to pop off if it can get a specific flank. But McCree kind of does that job already, unless they decide to play with the Reinhardt and go for those stuns over the shield. And if you look on the side of Ascent, it's kind of a mirror, but instead of the Kree, you have a Mei. So we will have to see if the Mei wall can push them over the edge. Both teams taking this mini control on the high ground.
Yeah, both these teams. Oh, but look at that! Punched off the edge is empty bleed by a Ragu Legend. That's absolutely massive. We have seen a Ragu Legend go off on this Doomfist more than once, and there's another kill from him. Bazinga will take down Conquistador, but the picks are 2-1. And look, Havoc! A Ragu Legend is just absolutely causing it right now. And that's gonna give probably some early capture percentage the way of Potaters here. From a big play from the side of Ragu Legend.
Yeah, that was an absolutely aggressive tempo play by a regular legend that played off, and Conk Knight was not able to hit the counterpin and he'd be able to stay on those stairs. But now they learned their lesson. They are going towards the mini control on that other side.
Yeah, they are gonna try to take this room. There's the pin on its way out from NT Bleed, but he will go down for it. A little bit of an odd pin there, I should say. Conk Knight will make quick work of him. A Ragu Legend still just putting in so much damage right now as AP Flower Child goes down. Ragu Legend with a kill onto Bazinga. And it looks like that's another fight won for Potaters here.
The Ragu Legend getting that Meteor Strike in absolutely great record time. Ascent is going to be forced to back up here. But coming into the next fight, Eucalyptus with that high noon could be a very big play coming up. MTB with a shatter to possibly counter. Love to see.
Yeah, these teams both going to clash on the point. There's the window coming up from Magma Boy as well as the Deadeye from Eucalyptus. That's going to catch 2 as MT Bleed goes down as well to make it 3. Conk Knight's frozen up, but it's not going to matter because there is no follow-up. And Potaters take another fight win.
Conk Knight with just some really good Ryan play, considering that the CC hell that he was put through, but you know, whenever you're in that situation, you just kind of have to roll with the punches. MT Bleed is a little bit ahead of the team, kind of waiting for the rest of it. The Regular Legends goes for an aggressive push, but the Rosaria bubble will save him, and it looks like MT Bleed and the rest of Ascent is opting to go and take this high ground again.
They are going to take this high ground. A Ragu Legend still on this low ground from behind, looking for a cheeky punch. Not quite going to get it as Conk Knight's frozen up. But the picks are going both ways. Both MT Bleed and Conquistador going down. Magma Boy's down. Picks are going both ways. There is the beat from HSG to try to keep everyone nice and healthy. These bubbles from AP Flower Child are massive to try to protect Edgy as he gets Conk Knight as well. It is overtime right now, 99-0. We're gonna see if Potaters can close this one out. As a Ragu Legend is still alive, but we'll go down as Eucalyptus with another Deadeye catches 2. That's absolutely massive. There's MT Bleed is back on the ball, but Eucalyptus is just hitting shots left and right. There was a 3rd kill for him. As the only one left on this point is Shadow, and we'll go down to Eucalyptus himself again.
MT Bleed with a beautiful
the only
touch.
one left. Cannot touch again though, as he will be grabbed off the point by Conquistador, and Potaters are going to take point number 1 in a convincing 100-0 fashion.
You know, both our interviewees from Ascent and Potaters both said that they scrimmed each other recently, and that it was an interesting development, to say the least. And you know what? I have to agree with them at this point. The both teams rolling out the Doom Fist and having just back and forth crazy rotations. It's insane. But it looks like they are opting to stay on these same comps for City Center. And
Yeah,
now
we do.
this.
We do see a lot of that double bubble on City Center, but both these teams are gonna go for the brawl. I want to point out real quick, MT Blee. This guy is a new pickup for the side of Ascent. They were rolling with Pinay before, but now MT Blee in the mix. And they are going to clash on this high ground side. The Potaters is going to get the first high ground control, and the thing goes off the edge of the map to a Regu Legend. That's another environmental kill early for him. A Regu Legend is just causing havoc as the members of Ascent are just going down. Eucalyptus with a couple of nice shots, and that's going to be Potaters are going to take this first fight win once again.
I don't know if you noticed, but Conk Knight was kind of having a trampoline date with Jinro, and kind of involving the hammer as well. You know, it's not something you like to see, but it happened anyways. It looks like MT Blee switching to the Roadhog and then AP Flower Child with the Zarya. So it looks like they're just opting to not run a shield here into this brawl comp, which could be their devastation whenever Conk Knight get that Earth Shatter up.
Yeah, the Roadhog from MT Blee, a little bit of an odd pick. We don't tend to see a lot of Roadhog, but it can work once in a blue moon. As Shadow is going to get denied his punch by Ryu Legend. Both these teams flashing on this low ground. There's the Deadeye on its way from Eucalyptus. Will catch Edgy with it, but Con Knight is also down. As Potatoes are down the Reinhardt, and MT Blee is still alive and healthy right now to try to cause damage in this backline, as a Ryu Legend is going to catch another kill onto Jinro. This man has been going crazy, and a Ryu Legend on MT Blee as well. Oh! Will opt to use that Meteor Strike with another kill into Bazinga. Ryu Legend is just going around, you know, of course, tactically crouching on that high ground. He is just going around, causing damage, and making it a really hard time for Ascent.
A Regu Legend just taking Bazinga's thunder and using it as his own catchphrase to that Baptiste's death. And unfortunately, we have Shadow on the flank. And it looks like Ascent is preparing for another push. Shadow getting into position to Earth Shatter. Or, sorry,
Oh, what a clutch bubble! AB Flower Child. Oh, but MT Blee through the window is going to catch a double fire strike as Bazinga's going to clean up the rest of the points. 3 kills of his own. And that's going to be, finally, a fight won for the side of Ascent. As I was saying earlier, a beautiful bubble from AP Flower Child. From Conquistadav, I should say, to keep a Regu Legend alive there. Was not to be, however, as Ascent will take the point.
MT Blee opting to swap back from the Roadhog onto Reinhardt, and I think for the better, to say the least. Conk Knight and Conquistadav, both with their ultimates online, will be looking to make something happen here on this high ground. Edgy popping the high noon just to zone them off. The massive boop!
Oh, Jinro! Oh, the man's insane, and another environmental kill from Shadow to cap it all off. That is 3 members off the edge of the map, as the Regu Legend will also opt to go down that way.
Like
Con Knight as well. Con Knight will actually pin AP Flower Child off the map, which could be massive, because if they can regroup soon, AP Flower Child has that grab. They might not have it for a while.
Did I miss the Seppuku pact here? Like, is there an event that I'm missing? Because that was a lot of bodies flung over the side there.
Oh, Regu Legend gets a little bit too aggressive there. Gets taken down for it and punished. Oh, but the cap goes over the way of Potaters. Nobody touched. That could be huge. There's the grab ton surge from AP Flower Child as well as the Shatter. But the beat from HSG is absolutely beautiful. Perfectly timed. Eucalyptus is going to catch a couple, but Shadow in the backline will also get 2 as the picks are starting to go back the way of Ascent. Con Knight just trying to cause some damage here as a Regu Legend is back, but will go down to Shadow just as fast. Shadow with another kill. HSG the only one left for the side of Potaters, I should say. As the point in the end will go back to Ascent, but 99% accrued for Potaters.
Octave, I have to ask, where are the McCrees in this fight? I haven't seen many McCree anywhere in the kill feed, let alone flashing the Doomfist. Like, where is the CC? Never did I think as a main tank player would I ask where it is, but you need it. You absolutely need it if you're going to stop these teams from just rolling each other with their Doomfists.
Yeah, I mean, Eucalyptus has been putting in kill after kill with those Deadeyes, but hasn't been setting up the Doomfist that much. There's the Meteor Strike grab combo, won't catch anyone, but Eucalyptus is going to catch Jinro. Ragu Legend, Eucalyptus, both of them just going crazy in the kill feed with another 3k from a Ragu Legend. A fight win for Potaters, and this overtime bar is slowly but surely going down, and they will take map number 1. And I gotta say, Barrel, that was Potaters' first map win. That's something they could be proud of.
That was Potaters' first map win. Absolutely great performance. Let's see how Bazinga performed in this play of the game.
I bet you this is going to be the triple kill through the window. You always love to see a BAP play of the game. Beautiful shots here.
Ooh, nice cleanup. Nice cleanup. Solid play. Solid heals.
Yeah, I gotta say, solid everything from Bazinga there. That being said, Potaters are going to win their first map of the tournament, and they're going to go up 1-0 in this series. And I gotta say that that confidence coming out from Magma Boy in this pregame interview has, well, I gotta say it's probably a little bit more than talk.
Yeah, no, I mean, they knew what they were talking about whenever they said that they had been improving, and you know what? To that end, I think we got a great series ahead of us. So, that. With all of that being said, don't go away. We're going to go to a quick 3 intermission, and we'll be right back. And do not forget, as I almost did, do not forget, drop that follow. Make sure to stay tuned to see how this tournament evolves over the course. And of course, if you want to see more Overwatch content like this and you want to keep supporting what we do at 413, please drop that Amazon Prime sub, drop that regular sub. Gift it to your friends so that they can spam their favorite team's emotes. Anything helps. Thank you so much. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone, to this fantastic matchup between Potaters and Ascent. I gotta say, Beryl, we thought earlier today that Ascent was going to take this one home. I mean, we both predicted Ascent was going to take this one. However, Potaters, they put up a pretty good statement on map number 1, taking it in pretty convincing fashion as well. We are heading into King's Row. Do you think Ascent can bounce back here?
Absolutely. So whenever it comes to King's Row, it's a straight up brawl map. And just fundamentally, how well do you know Overwatch? It's one of those maps that really puts to test, can you time your ultimates correctly? Can you call a rotation? Like, there isn't a lot of map specific issues when it comes to King's Row, because whenever you take a look at the Streets phase, it's a very linear, very small, it's basically a giant choke throughout the entire thing. And so you have to be able to maneuver with your team in a small, confined space to win the fights. Now, taking a look at the Potaters defense, we have Conquistador back on the Zarya, great pick. The Hanzo Doomfist, so they're opting to not have Eucalyptus on that McCree, but opting for the Hanzo instead, maybe to add some sniper pressure while he's able to take these high window angles. And then looking onto Ascent, they're going towards, again, not a McCree pick either. It looks like Edgy is opting to go for that Mei, and Hantu is going to be going for the Hanzo.
Yeah, for sure. And I will mention really quick that we do have AP Flower Child will come out in favor of Omotofu here. MT Blee is going to go over to that off-tank position, and Omotofu is going to be on that main tank, as Hantu, just as I said, is going to catch Eucalyptus with a nice headshot. But Ragu Legend enters back onto Bazinga. As Hantu with another kill on the Con Knight, Ascent is just taking so much space here on this point. They're being so aggressive, as Omotofu can just swing back and forth with that massive hammer. And Ascent are going to take some pretty good capture percentage here. We're going to see if Potaters can recontest this.
Yeah, that's not what you want to see for your first point hold, but unfortunately, sometimes just raw aggression will get you very far if done in a meter manner, and the pick early onto Conk Knight is not what you want to see from your main tank player. You need to be able to stay alive, you need to be able to call those sustains, and if you see them using cooldowns such as Jinroad's speed boost, you want to be able to back up and bait them in to you using your abilities as well.
Yeah, for sure. Both Maywall's going to come out early from both Edgy and Eucalyptus. Both these teams just going to clash. There's the window from Magma Boy early, but Zynga doesn't quite have that ultimate up yet. There's the Dragon from Hantu, who's going to catch both sides of this team split, and a Ragu Legend will go down for it to Edgy. There's the wall from Eucalyptus, going to try to catch someone out, but it's not to be, as Ascent is still rolling forward. And look at this, Con Knight is trapped. He won't be able to make it out as Edgy takes him down. There's the window from Bazinga as well to just wall off this whole choke right here, and Ascent is just rolling through with the picks. 4 minutes, 45 seconds left on the clock, and they are comfortably rolling through second point.
It was a little bit of a interesting use of that grab there by NT Blee, though, unfortunately, because they had the fight won in a 6v3 and still committed that Graviton Surge, so I believe that's going to bite them in the butt later. Conk Knight trying to lay down some aggression, and the freeze comes out to pretty much assume control of this second point. A regular Legend trying to get back to his team.
What a great May ult there from Edgy. It looked like Potaters was about to recontest, but that Blizzard kept them right off the point, which is fantastic. And I just have to say that MT Blee is going to take out 2 members of Potaters, as Ascent is still rolling through. They got 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and they're already past one of the hardest parts of this third point to get through. Hantu's just going to take this high ground and try to rain fire down.
Regular Legend just going in thinking invincibility is part of Doomfist's kit, but we'll be able to make it out. But oh, the combo
not quite gonna catch anyone, but Omotofu's gonna go down due to all that residual damage, as Eucalyptus will as well catch and kill onto Edgy, and it looks like that is Potaters' first fight win. However, if you're Ascent, you're okay with this. You have 5 minutes on the clock right now, and all you have to do is move the cart a few more meters.
Yeah, I could easily see Bazinga popping window here any minute now just to take another corner away from Potaters, but the Grab Dragon combo does come out.
Oh, what a good pin! What a great pin there from Omotofu, able to keep Con Knight in that Dragon Strike, making sure to confirm that kill as Oregu Legend as well going to go down, Magma Boy too. These members of Potaters are just dwindling, only 3 left on the point. And Kisadav is just getting bullied, he is so low. And there's the Shatter and the Blizzard from Edgy. Oregu Legend just going to try to stall this cart for as long as he can. I don't know if it's going to be enough though, because these members of Potaters are just going down one by one. There's the beat from Jinro. As the Kisadav on the ball is the only thing left standing between Ascent and this third point. He will go down, and that will be the rest of the point capped. Ascent with a fantastic opening statement on King's Row, finishing the map with 4 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, Ascent taking absolutely no holds barred on this hybrid pick of King's Row. That was an aggressive show of dominance, with Omotofu coming in for AP Flower Child, as well as Hantu coming in for for Shadow.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Omotofu just being on this Reinhardt, very aggressive on that Rein, but it's been working out nicely because Ascent, compared to that first map, they have a new energy, as you can see, because I think it worked out for them pretty well. 3 minutes 58 seconds is nothing to scoff at if you are Ascent. Omotofu, a big reason for that.
Oh no, if I'm in this game and I'm Ascent and I see 3 minutes 58 seconds, I'm absolutely cheering with my team. That was an absolutely great push. And seeing both sides, it looks like Oregu Legend's actually opting out of the Doomfist and going back onto a McCree at this current point in time. So we might see some just solid straight up hit scan play instead of going for these aggressive Doom pushes that may or may not work out. But look at the setup from Ascent. Looks like they're going to explode and just opt to leave the point open as a bait.
Yeah, look at this. They are just going to stand behind this building. They don't know they're there, Potaters. They don't quite know. Oregu Legend is going to head over to this right side. Doesn't see anything, though. They're just going to head right down to point, and that's when Ascent is going to pounce with the wall from Edgy. Going to try to keep everyone off of this objective as Omotofu with a kill onto Oregu Legend. And that's just going to be Ascent collapsing onto Potaters for a statement of a first hold on King's Row.
I like that. I liked that play a lot. I'd like to see them do it again. But it probably would only work once, but it's a good way to get a lot of good ult charge starting out. Bazinga's sitting at the 60, while Magma Boy is actually just sitting at 60% ult charge as well. Bazinga's going to have their window first, however. It could be the change of this fight. Omotofu getting a little aggressive, but able to make it out alive. Luckily.
That was a good bubble from MT Plea as well. Does have the Shatter up, so this has got to be massive here. Immortality Field coming up pretty early from Bazinga, a little bit odd over there. But the window, try to make up for it from Bazinga. Oh, and there's the Shatter from behind from Omotofu. Will go down to Eucalyptus for it, but with sufficient follow-up, Hantu can just clean up this point. That's another successful fight won for Ascent.
Omotofu being down is no easy feat, though. It looks like Potaters does have the respawn advantage, and with the Reaper coming back, will they be able to aggress? It looks like Jinro was able to taxi Omotofu back to the fight. It looks like another 6v6, but Edgy and Hantu both with their ultimates online. Nothing in the side.
Oh, there's
Potaters.
the wall and the Blizzard. HSG going to get caught in the Blizzard, but actually won't go down, surprisingly. He was in the middle of a lot of enemy fire for a while. Did not go down, but Eucalyptus will. Jinro, on the other side of things, is also down. But he can get back pretty fast. He's a speedy little frog. There's the Deadeye on its way from Oregu Legend. They're going to try to speed him around this wall, but it's not to be. He has to cancel it. Eucalyptus kind of in trouble, has to use that Wraith form, but there's the window from Magma Boy to try to put all this extra damage. And there's the Death Blossom from Eucalyptus, catches Bazinga as Potaters are finally starting to break through. The only one left on this point is Edgy in that ice block. They will take care of him very shortly. And this objective is finally going to go the way of Potaters.
Yeah, Potaters, a hard-fought defense set up by Ascent, especially with that early aggression push, kind of doing a cheeky little hideaway. Where it looks like Potaters is looking to take some space, but Eucalyptus just finds the wrong side of an arrow shot by Hantu, and they are forced to back up to the cart. With all plans of taking anything just kind of shut down.
Yeah, that always kind of sucks when you want to take a lot of room. One of your members goes down, you just cannot take that much space. The wall from Edgy is quite early, not going to catch anyone. But the window, oh, but the Shatter is going to catch 3 for Con Knight, and that's going to convert into 3, no 4, no 5 kills. Only one left is Jinro, and they will take him down very shortly as Potaters. They're going to keep rolling through. They got 3 minutes left to try to cap this second point, and they do not have a second to spare to try to match the time back of Ascent.
I must have the magic touch because I looked at Conk Knight in his first-person POV and I just saw that Shatter. I knew great things were going to happen, and and let there be light, and there was.
Yeah, Omotofu almost had this Shatter as well. Hantu with the Dragon Strike will go down. There's the beat from Jinro, but Omotofu! Jinro was not able to keep him up, but Kane will go down as well from the Dragon Strike of Hantu. Bazinga's just on this high ground, raining fire down onto the back line. The Graviton Surge will come up from Empty Blee. So Ascent still trying to get kills here, which they will, and they will be able to clean up this objective with HSG going down. Ascent, they're able to take this point back.
Empty Blee with an interesting tempo on those Gravitons. It seems like most of the fights are already won, but just to secure them, I guess, with no doubt in Empty Blee's mind, just the Graviton must come out. But it ultimately kind of hurts your team if you make decisions like that and not open with a Graviton to take the advantage away.
Yeah, I mean, look at the ult bank for Ascent. They have almost nothing to speak of. Bunch of ults on the other end of things. As the regular legend will use that Deadeye and catch Hantu out. The Death Blossom from Eucalyptus, not going to catch anyone, but doing very significant damage as Edgy's in trouble, but will get out thanks to that Immortality Field from Bazinga. There's the window from him as well. Empty Bleed just on this high ground, just trying to cause as much trouble as possible, but he's low. Will get booped down by HSG, and Potaters, meanwhile, are just cleaning up the objective and will cap. So they're heading into second point. They definitely are not going to be able to match the time bank of Ascent here, but if they can finish with time on the board, it's still winnable for them.
Yeah, Potaters definitely looking for just full capping and being able to have a chance to take this map. But it's definitely not over yet.
Picks like that are going to make it difficult. Eucalyptus keeps going down to Hantu early in these fights. The window not going to be used for a whole lot from Magma Boy, and Ascent will be able to push once that window expires. No. There's the Immortality Field early from Magma Boy, and Con Knight's going to go down to it. There is the Dragon Strike for another 2 kills from Hantu, as Empty Blee will get Conquistadab as well. Ascent, they're pushing forward. They are not backing up for no one. As Potaters, they got to head back to the point. They got to head back to spawn, I should say, and try this again.
The Ascent defense with the combination of the Mei and Hanzo is actually working out very tremendously. The Hanzo Dragon Strike into the Graviton Surge, obviously a very signature combo, but oh, and there's one in the back, the flanking grav.
Oh, they're using ult so early. This is how you win fights. Ascent finally able to start dominating here, and they've got ults to speak of. So Ascent, they look like they're in a pretty good spot right now.
Ascent and MTB specifically must have heard my ramblings and was like, you know what, maybe we should use Grav and a little bit earlier in the fight, and got absolutely much rewarded time out of it.
Yeah, rewarded for using ults early. That's the name of the game. A massive blizzard from Edgy, but the beat from HSG keeping everyone up. Eucalyptus with the grab! 4 kills with the Death Blossom. With help from Conquistadab with the grab. Potaters, they're pushing forward. They've got 60 seconds and they are nearing this third objective.
Ooh, and Hansu not being able to make it out, getting pressured by a Regular Legend and Eucalyptus to finish him off.
Someone's gonna touch. Can anyone touch? They're getting awfully close. 3 meters left and they will touch. There's the beat from Jinro and the shatter from Con Knight. Neither of them catching really much, but Eucalyptus is getting the best of these picks as Omotofu goes down. Con Knight as well onto Bazinga. Empty Blee going down. Only 3 members left for the side of Ascent, as all of them will go down, and it's free range for Potaters. They will finish this map, and they do have time on the board. So, they are going to go up to 1 minute. However, Ascent, they've got 4 minutes and like 36 seconds left on the clock. They got plenty of time.
If you are Potaters right now, you are thinking, all right, what meme strat can we run? Because you need to make as much space as possible, and the only way, I mean, Ascent's defense is just too aggressive and will beat you in too many fights. How are you going to take? How are you going to take point one away from them in the most convincing way possible to have as much time as possible to get through Streets phase?
Yeah, for sure. Potaters are definitely the hardest objective that they had to get through was point number 1. That's where a lot of their time bank went, of course. That being said, we are heading into a pause really quick, requested by Ascent. So hopefully we can get back into the action really quick. But Barrel, I mean, 1 minute for Potaters, 4 minutes 36 seconds for Ascent. Who do you think is going to take this one?
You know, I am not necessarily a betting man, but if I had extra money just floating around, I'd probably put my money on Ascent. It's just they have too much time to build ultimates to convincingly push. And I mean, who knows? Maybe Potaters will be able to full cap this. Anything can happen, but ultimately, just with a convincing sort of scene that we've seen from them so far, I'd say it goes to Ascent. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to count Potaters out here, just because you do see every once in a blue moon you do see, it happens a lot on escort maps as well, where you can have really long overtimes and get really far pushes even if you have a minute. But I think the barrier of just having to cap first point is it's just so hard because capping first point in extra rounds is definitely the hardest part of a hybrid map. Um, so that being said, Potaters, they can do it if everything goes right. But Ascent, they've just got so much time.
All right, and it looks like we're going to be getting back into this very quickly. We don't want to keep away from the action too long because I can't wait to see how this one unfolds. Potaters, with their backs seemingly against the wall, they don't have a lot of time. Time is not a precious commodity that they have a lot of, but Ascent just practically rich with it, swimming in time. But how will they use it?
Yeah, for sure. We are going to see Potaters attack first. Of course, the lesser time bank always attacks first. And they are going to head out of the gate. Both teams still on this standard brawl. Eucalyptus still opting for that Reaper, while Edgy is, of course, still on the May, which can be so oppressive. Ascent on this high ground. And Potaters, they're just going to take Hotel, and they're going to take this back of the objective and start getting some capture percentage up, as MT and the whole team is going to drop down, and Con Knight, the bubble was not enough from Conquistador to keep him up. HSG down as well. And that being said, that's going to force Potaters all the way back to the spawn room. Thankfully for them, it was a quick fight. 30 seconds still left on the clock. They will be able to get another full fight.
Oh no, Eucalyptus! He's trying to go for the pick onto the Lucio. Jinro.
Oh, he's gonna get staggered.
He got staggered.
That's disastrous. Oh, that's disastrous for Potaters. That cannot happen. You cannot have someone stagger like that, especially when you've only got 10 seconds left to go. As Eucalyptus making his way back, that's so much damage gone, and Con Knight's gonna go down for it. Ascent is just cleaning up this objective. The members of Potaters going down. Eucalyptus almost back to be able to stall. But everyone else is down, as Eucalyptus will as well. Ascent, they're going to defend the objective. And with 4 minutes 36 seconds left on the clock, they only need to cap 1 tick.
Ascent shredding the attack of Potaters just like paper. Just so seamlessly. And unfortunately for Potaters, they have their work cut out for them if they want to secure this map. Only 1 tick, because they did not. The Potaters didn't receive any capture percentage onto the point. So all Ascent has to do is just get that 1 tick, and it's going to be a 1-1 situation.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's inevitable because it is technically still drawable for Potaters. However, the odds are most certainly stacked against them right now. Ascent. I mean, they only need to have one tick. You've seen this in your ranked games so often. If you're staring down a time bank that large to defend one tick, you're not feeling too good about your chances.
Absolutely. Taking a look at Potaters' defense, though, Eucalyptus opting to go to the Sombra. Now, this could add a lot of utility and maybe open up some variety. And even if they play for the long game, EMP is an extremely valuable ultimate, but will it be enough to just stop the initial advance of Ascent?
Yeah, everything is going to have to go right here for Potaters from start to finish if they want to get this one done. As Ascent is going to take the long way around Hotel. And they're going to teleport around to the other side. Edgy's on that Symmetra, trying to go for a little bit of trickery here, which they can definitely afford. They have the time for it. Empty Blee will get hacked by Eucalyptus. That's a good hack there, but the bubble onto a Ragyu Legend will go up onto that high ground to try to cause some damage. Hantu gets caught out by Eucalyptus away from his team and didn't go through that teleporter. And Omotofu as well. Going down, Empty Blee. Alright, Legend just putting in so much damage in Potaters. That's their first fight win of, if they want to win the map, many.
Just die, Ascent. Just get a full reset. Unless you're a Reddit Lucio that can go at the speed of light, then by all means, more power to you.
Oh, Hantu with an
Legend
amazing shot onto a Ragyu Legend there to take him down. And that's your Doomfist down. That's so much damage. Your only DPS left is now Sombra. That's so much damage right down the drain when you lose a Ragyu Legend like that. He will be able to get back fast. But will it be fast enough? As there's the window from Magma Boy, as Bazinga doesn't quite have it yet. There's the wall from Edgy. Going to split off this entire objective as a Ragyu Legend is finally back. It is now 66, but Magma Boy goes down. You don't want to lose your VAP like that. Both tanks down, HSG down, and it looks like Ascent is going to go down. The EMP from Eucalyptus left with no follow-up, even though he's going to be able to hit everyone. One tick accrued, and that's going to be Ascent taking map number 2 to make the series 1-1.
What a fantastic series so far. I love casting because it always seems like my games are so incredibly close, and I love to see it. You love to see it, man. Let's see how Eucalyptus performed in this play of the game.
Oh, look at this. I remember this. The 4K right here. Absolutely massive from Eucalyptus. And they weren't able to win the map, which does suck. They did, however, make it close. Beryl, I gotta ask you, is this a new Potaters we're seeing today?
And new Potaters. You know, it is a new and improved Potaters. But we are also seeing a new and improved Ascent. A couple of different roster pickups by Ascent. That kind of puts them in a good position to make those switches on the fly for the maps and just be able to continue just powerhousing through. I mean, we saw how Omotofu, or rather Tofu, was able to lead their team to ultimate victory just with the sheer aggression, and that is something to be feared. So, with that being said, I think we're going to go into a 3-minute intermission, and we'll get back to you guys with some more great Overwatch content.
And, well, before we head into that break, make sure, if you guys want to see all of the VODs for all these matches that we are producing, head over to 413e.com/YouTube to see all those VODs. Of course, that 413 Catalyst versus 413 Riot from earlier today, that will be up there. The game today is going to be up there. Also, if you like the content we make here, make sure you follow all the socials. Subscribe to the YouTube, follow down below, and of course, that being said, we are going to head into that 3-minute intermission. So, don't leave. None of you leave your seats. If you need to, grab some popcorn, grab some water, make sure you stay nice and hydrated. Because when you come back, we are going to be right here. We are going to be seeing the rest of this matchup. So, make sure you all don't leave, and we will see you guys on the other side of the break. welcome back one and all. We are just about ready to head into map number 3, that being Havana. We've got Potaters, we've got Ascent. We are about to head in. Beryl, what kind of comps do you think we're going to see on Havana here?
Man, I mean, we have seen a lot of different variations, but I think the most common and the most fun one to play as well is going to be from the defense coming out from Potaters. I would not be surprised to see a full brawl spawn hold to start out with. It gives you so many more opportunities to fight in this first section, as well as it gives you that advantage going in forward with when it comes to ultimates, especially if you win the fight pretty convincingly. So it's a good safe bet, as well as, if you're a gambling man, then the odds work out in your favor.
Yeah, very true. I mean, if you look at Overwatch League, I mean, earlier on in the season, we saw a lot of double shield on this map. However, now that a lot of teams opt to do that close hold, you kind of need the brawl to make that work. And so a lot of time you just see teams run at first the brawl, and then they don't even switch off. Like, there's not really any point in switching to the double shield afterward. So you see a lot of teams just opt to play that brawl on this map. That being said, we are about to head into this one.
Yeah, the Potaters are set up to get that wall off the first spawn door, and it looks like Ascent is going to fall right for it.
Oh, look at this. Omotofu left on top of the wall as Edgy goes down to Eucalyptus. Losing your sim early isn't great, but he will be back up and running rather soon as Empty Bleed is going to go to the Roadhog, and Hantu is going to go onto the Bastion and try to put so much damage onto the opponent. It looks like they're just going to LOS Hantu on this Bastion, as he will rotate around to the other side. As Edgy goes down again to Magma Boy, the teleporter not quite going to get anything done. As Empty Bleed on the Zarya, he's going to head over to the side. Hantu is still on this Bastion, opting still to stay in spawn, not putting too much damage in thus far. We're going to see if he's going to switch. But Potaters, they've got a pretty good chokehold so far on this point.
Absolutely. Most teams don't really know how to handle this quite well, so...
Oh, Empty Bleed is going to head all the way around. Super low, though. On this backline, it looks like he's going to go down. Caught out just like that. It was caught out earlier in the rotation, so had to go all the way around. Will go down for it.
The flanking Zarya, you need those bubbles for your front line, for anyone who's being pressured by this aggressive brawl at your spawn. Is the card even going to move?
Yeah, I mean, this close hold's still holding strong. No one from Potaters has fallen so far. There's the window for Magma Boy. Bazinga also has that ultimate up, but he will go down. They're not going to be able to use that window. Both these run. Oh, but there's the Shatter. It's going to catch 2, but there's no follow-up. But Jinro's going to get Eucalyptus. Kisadav as well going down. That's 2 members of Potaters. There's the Deadeye from Weak Dumpling. The sub coming in. As HSG goes down to Hantu as well, it looks like Potaters are going to have to back all the way up. Normally when you see these close holds, most teams try to die on cart. If you can get out, that's great. Weak Dumpling, of course, opting to go for the former option.
Yeah, I mean, look at the ultimate advantage, though, coming in from Ascent.
There's the wall for Edgy and the Graviton Surge from Empty Flea. Gonna catch a few in it as Omotofu is just cleaning up Jinro as well, putting some shots into everyone, and that is a clean team kill from Ascent. We're gonna see if Potaters can recontest this, because there's not much space between them and the first point.
Ascent just playing a little bit more metered and playing with a little bit more finesse in their ultimate usage, just waiting to get out of spawn to really use those ultimates whenever they count.
Oh, both supports down, and they will. Not really much resistance there from Potaters. As aside from that close hold, they weren't really able to waste so much time. That is going to be Ascent. They're going to take this first point, and they're going to take plenty of space on point number 2.
And it looks like Potaters all getting their due diligence. Looks like the Conquistadab is trying to make it back to the team. Potaters setting up for the next assault. Jjinr with the beat, Hantu with the Deadeye online.
Yeah, a lot of ultimates on the board right now. Tofu with the Shatter, Hantu with the Deadeye, the Beat as well. The Blizzard on the other side of things, but the Shatter's massive! It catches 5! Is the follow-up gonna be there? It looks like it will, because Magma Boy's down, Eucalyptus is down, everyone is down! As it looks like, well, with the exception of a few members of Potaters, that's another fight win for Ascent. They're just gonna be able to clean up here off the back of a massive Shatter from Tofu.
You cannot lose those Shatter battles. You must anticipate in order for Tofu to not get that free value that you can't let him have. Shatter being one of those ultimates that you either coin flip it to get value, but whenever it lands heads, you're absolutely happy for it because you get a team wipe, just like the Ascent was able to follow up with.
Yeah, that was absolutely beautiful. You'll love to see a nice Shatter duel, as Kanye will catch Hantu with the Fire Strike, and MT Blee as well going down. Potaters, they're finally gonna catch a foothold here, and it looks like they're gonna be able to finally take some space.
Hantu and Eucalyptus both changing off to the Widow. Hantu probably in response to Eucalyptus. Widow being a very prominent DPS on this third point with all the open sight lines. It is just a massive headache to deal with. And the Widow 1v1 being very important for the attacking side.
Yeah, very true. We're going to see how this Widow matchup goes. Eucalyptus going to try to take a nice big jump shot. Won't catch anything. There's the Graviton Surge from MT Blee. Going to catch both tanks. Eucalyptus is going to get Jinro, but Bazinga will catch Eucalyptus in return, and Magma Boy is also down. Your Baptiste down. That's not great for your team, as the window from Bazinga will wear off. Ascent, they're going to be able to push this cart. As Potaters, they're on the back foot right now, as HSG goes down as well.
Potaters just bleeding abilities, bleeding resources, bleeding players, just not being able to find their footing. Conquistador being tickled by MT Blee.
Yeah, there's the window from Magma Boy. Gonna try to put some extra damage. It looks like Ascent is just gonna kite out that damage. Both teams, they're gonna clash along this first chokehold. Eucalyptus will catch Edgy with the headshot though, which is a big kill. And another kill from Weak Dumpling on MT Blee. Konnek goes down, but Tofu as well. Weak Dumpling off the edge of the map to Jinro, but it doesn't look like it's gonna be enough. The spawn advantage for Potaters is just too great. And Ascent, they're going back to the drawing board to try again.
Ascent trying their absolute hardest to get through here. Hantu opting to not stay on that Widow and goes over to a Maid to get a little bit more frontline pressure onto Conquistador, just ensuring perfect play. Weak Dumpling finding Edgy. The Graviton Dragon Strike combo will go out, but the Immortality Field from Bazinga will try to help, but Wing Dumpling just cleaning up anything that's left.
The Weak Dumpling going kind of crazy here. Hantu, I believe, went over to the Widowmaker for a little bit. Was able to clean up a couple kills, but no early picks the way the Weak Dumpling has been doing so far. Of course, we are seeing Hantu over on that Mei now. Correct me if I'm wrong, has Eucalyptus been on this Hanzo the whole time, or was he on the Widowmaker earlier?
Eucalyptus was on the Widowmaker, and Weak Dumpling must have taken it from him.
Yeah,
so they
opted
for opting for the sniper, but I like the Dragon Strike Graviton Surge combo. Very efficient way to deal lots of damage quickly.
Ooh, a good bubble from MT Blee, gonna block the shatter of Con Knight, and there's the Graviton Surge from him as well. But Con Knight's going crazy through the window! One kill and then another two tacked on with the Fire Strike. And that's another fight win for Potaters. 30 seconds left on the clock for Ascent to try to figure this one out.
MT Blee going and finding Conk Knight under the bridge. How an unfortunate stagger. And Potaters will be able to take that one for free. Wing Dumpling finding Edgy. This is not looking good for Ascent.
Yeah, these snipers just finding kills left and right. Eucalyptus on the Widowmaker going over to the Hanzo, getting picks either way. And someone's got a touch for Ascent. It looks like it's going to be MT Blee on the Diva, which it will be. Tofu's over on the ball to try to contest. As Jinro goes down to Conquistador. Edgy as well to Weak Dumpling. That's another chapter in the book of that Widow 1v1 going the way of Weak Dumpling and Potaters. As these members of Ascent are just trying to They're just trying to stall as long as they can. Overtime going down. It doesn't look like anyone's going to touch, and Potaters are going to successfully defend on third point.
You know, if you're Potaters, you're still pretty happy with that defense because you were able to hold them and not have it be full capped. Ascent definitely has their work cut out for them in terms of defense. However, you see a lot of teams get caught up in this second part of what you could call a streets phase inside of this factory. It's not conducive, and it really takes up a lot of time from most attackers. So we will have to see how Potaters navigates through that second point, whether it be convincingly or they could just get trudged in the mud.
Yeah, we're going to see how that works out for them here. Omotofu and Empty Blee are opting to go for that double shield on the defense. But yeah, for sure, Havana, a third point is very difficult to capture. And so getting the defense first and foremost, making sure that your opponent isn't able to cap is absolutely massive because, well, if you don't, you're looking at a pretty hard attack. There's another pause requested from Ascent. I think someone's ping is spiking a little bit, but we will come back into the action rather quickly. And yeah, everyone's right back ready to go. A quick little pause there, but we are getting right back into the action. 15 seconds left before these teams leave the doorways. It doesn't look like Ascent is going to go for this close hold.
No, it actually looks like they're going to be opting for the more poke, double shield with double sniper as well. Shinro actually pulling out the Zenyatta as that flex support.
Yeah, Jinro on the Zenyatta, absolutely massive. That could be a lot of damage. I am afraid that Potaters, I should say, might be able to just speed on with the help of HSG on the Lucio. As the cart is slowly but surely moving forward, as this double shield is just trying to capture all this damage that it possibly can. As Omotofu goes down to a Eucalyptus, though, a little bit of poor shield management from the tanks of Ascent. And Omotofu's going to go down for it. Eucalyptus going down to Hantu, but Hantu in return will go down. Empty Blee is in a little bit of trouble as well. Immortality Field will go down to try to save him, but Magma Boy will go down to a headshot from Edgy, and Ascent is pulling these kills back. As Edgy with another kill will put him up to 3 in this fight. Beautiful from him.
You know, Octave, you were starting to make me feel like you were psychic there a little bit, just determining that, yes, the best way that Potaters was going to win there is by speeding onto their tanks with low cooldowns, most definitely finding some great value there. However, we didn't anticipate Edgy popping off, and again, trying to get some perfect value with this Dragon Strike, but Weak Dumpling will find Hantu. That is awesome.
A great kill from Weak Dumpling. Hantu thought he was just going to get some free damage due to that Dragon Strike there, but it's not to be as Weak Dumpling takes him down. And that's a good pick for them, and Weak Dumpling with another one on Omotofu as well. Potaters, they're slowly but surely pushing this card forward. As another kill for Weak Dumpling onto Edgy. This guy's kind of going crazy. He's in takeover mode. Empty Blee gonna try to contest this objective. Will he be able to do it? There is the Gravitic Flux and the halt from Omotofu. Gonna try to keep everyone up into the air. Empty Blee will catch Eucalyptus with that, but then Empty Blee will go down for it. The Transcendence from Jinro. Gonna try to keep everyone nice and healthy, but the picks are starting to go the way of Ascent once again. Hantu with another headshot on a Magma Boy. And it's back to the drawing board again for Potaters. They gotta figure something out here.
Potaters most definitely trying to really bleed out these fights for a lot longer than they need to. Just take the L, take the death, and regroup so that you can get a full 6. There's no reason to drag that out to where you could possibly get staggered.
Yeah, for sure. They're gonna head back in again to try to attack. And, well, the big halt there from Omotofu almost results in a couple kills there, but there's the beat from HSG to try to start up this fight. The Dragon Strike as well from Eucalyptus, gonna try to make some space. But Cotton Knight goes down, Omotofu as well, also down. That's both main tanks. Oh, Hantu Gonna go down to Eucalyptus alongside another kill on the Omotofu from him. Kisadav as well, getting into the kill feed. As Eucalyptus just putting arrow after arrow into Ascent. And finally they were able to crack the code and get into Streets phase.
And it looks like the double sniper plus HSG combo is just too powerful for the Ascent roster and will be sent packing back to set up for point 2. And looking at the ultimates coming up for Ascent, Bazinga coming up slowly on the amplification matrix. General coming up on the Transcendence as well. Cocknight with a shatter though could be absolutely massive onto these tanks. Weak Dumpling with the first initial pick.
Again on the Hantu. Eucalyptus will go down, but that could be okay because Weak Dumpling is still alive. That's still a sniper for you to work with. No one is on the card, however, but the shatter's huge from Cognite. As HSG and M are both just going to clean up, but no one's on the cart right now, which is a little bit interesting. Still no one's on the cart. Magma Boy will eventually come back to hop on, and to try to make up for the difference, they are going to put 3 on cart.
Cognite definitely individually winning that fight convincingly for the rest of their team. That was a well played, and it looks like Ascent not even going to challenge Cognite there. Another dragon to try to split the team.
Yeah, Weak Dumpling will go down to Edgy though, so that's a great opening pick. As Hantu's just going to try to cause some chaos in the backline. Or Magma Boy, I should say, in a little bit of trouble. We'll go down to Edgy. Hantu, I gotta say, great work from him to try to get that kill. As Ascent's going to clean up this objective. Potaters, they got to head back to spawn. And try again. They got 1 minute 45 seconds left on the clock to try to cap.
Taking a look at Potaters, though, you absolutely love to see that window coming online again with double sniper. If placed in the correct position, a good fire strike. That Cognite has been finding picks left and right with these fire strike window combos. And Edgy finding Weak Dumpling. That is not what you want to see before your attack starts. The Dragon Strike comes in as well, and it just looks like another reset for Potaters.
Yeah, another reset and a great Gravitic Flux from Empty Bleed into the Dragon Strike. Everyone is on and on about that Drag combo, and even though the Gravitic Flux plus Dragon Strike combo is not quite as good, it's still nothing to scoff at, as that allows Edgy to get a few kills of his own and send the Potaters packing. They are coming back in. There's the window from Bazinga to try to keep everyone at bay. Can Kisadav so low? Both the tanks are, and they will both go down. Now the rest of the team is defenseless against Jinro and all this damage coming in. Potaters, back to spawn again. They've got 30 seconds left.
Tofu making great use of Arisa's kit, not only in sustaining themselves, but to the point where the halts are just pulling members of Potaters out of position way before they're ready to take a fight. And of course, some good old-fashioned aim doesn't really hurt either, does it?
No, Omotofu definitely been a standout so far. Puts that that Bongo in a great spot as Jinro gets just Cognite. There's the Graviton Surge and the Dragon Strike, but it won't catch anyone. A little bit botched, unfortunately. And alongside this gigantic Bongo from Omotofu, Ascent is just still cleaning up. HSG is down. No one is left to touch. And, well, Ascent, they take a second map. They're up 2-1.
Wow. Cognite tunnel visioning just a little bit there, trying to get that shatter off in that last fight. Just not really allowing themselves to kind of back up away from that Bongo and stay alive to use it to fight another day.
Yeah, Omotofu, let's look at this play of the game into the grab. Great few kills from him. Omotofu, so far, since he's been in, has been a standout on that Reinhardt. And now we can see he can pull out a pretty mean Orisa as well. So hopefully we can keep this fantastic series going into map number 4. But before we do that, we are going to be heading into a quick 3-minute intermission. But before that, just wanted, of course, to say a couple of things. First, foremost, make sure you hit that follow button if you haven't already. Because, of course, every follower is appreciated, every Twitch sub as well. Helps us do what we do, helps us keep putting up this content for you guys to enjoy. Of course, as well, if you want to see the VODs to all of these games, we post them on our YouTube. 413e.com/YouTube. Make sure you check that out. Give the channel a sub. And that being said, we're going to be heading into map number 4 shortly. We will see you guys on the other side of the break. Hello and welcome back, everyone. We are so close to heading into map number 4 of this series. Ascent is currently up 2-1 over Potaters. I gotta say, if Potaters doesn't get the win here, there is solace in knowing that they won their first map of this tournament today. So I'm definitely very proud of them. What do you think, Barrel?
I am absolutely ecstatic. I've seen both these teams grow from the start of the tournament to now, and it's really good to see the fruits of their labor.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Before we head into map number 4, though, I wanted to say to everyone that we are going to be doing another giveaway. Of course, we can't exactly keep doing the Blizzard Balance giveaways. The sums of money are quite large. So, that being said, once we get 10 subs from this moment forward, we are going to be doing a giveaway for a merch shop item of 413 or $10 battle.net balance. So, yeah, make sure, drop a sub if you want to see that. Barrel, before we head in, I just wanted to ask you, what's 413 Esports? Can you explain it to me?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Octave. So, 413 Esports is going to be the organization that is not only hosting this tournament, but is also just completely interested in improving and creating good, solid teams for Overwatch competition. So we foster a large range of different SRs, as well as we have an academy program that whenever you first want to join 413, if you would like to, you can go and join our academy program through a tryout, and then from there you will be scouted by the other teams inside of the group, and then through there you can be either put onto one of the teams that are previously existing, or you can create a new team out of the what we call the rivals section of the academy. After you have a full 6 roster, then you can begin to create your own team, and then just from there create you can go off and do as many tournaments as you'd like, and you already have the synergy from playing together with them before. And also, if you have a previous team that you want to join into the 413 umbrella, just please contact our admins and then join our Discord group with the intention of that, and we will try to work that out. All right, let's get back to the gameplay.
Awesome. You gotta see pretty vastly different comps from both sides of things. Knight and Kisadab, they are on that Ryan Zarya. Potaters are going to opt for that brawl. On the other side of things, we are seeing a dive, not even a double bubble. MT Blee is on the Winston, but Almo Tofu is on the Diva here, alongside an Echo Mercy combo. Both these teams going to clash. The first dive from MT Blee, not quite going to get anything as Weak Dumpling catches Edgy. That's exactly what you need your McCree for, to take down this Echo, as General will get the res off onto Edgy though. So it is a full 6v6 here, as Kisadab's in a little bit of trouble in the backline, but will survive courtesy of Magma Boy's Immortality Field. And forced to back up as Ascent, as Potaters are taking all this space, and Weak Dumpling again with a kill onto Edgy. Both these teams just going to clash. Ascent going to opt to take this high ground area, and Potaters, they're going to follow them. Look at this Knight taking the aggressive approach, as MT Blee is going to jump in to get back with his team. There's the window from Bazinga, going to try to catch everyone from Potaters. That's so much damage, but the tire from Eucalyptus, will it get anything? Still just roaming around this objective, as MT Blee in the meantime will get Weak Dumpling with the Primal Rage. And will jump up onto the high ground as well in tandem with Shadow. That's so much damage being put onto Potaters right now. They're forced to drop down onto the objective to try to contest, as Eucalyptus gets Almo Tofu out of her mech. Eucalyptus going down to Shadow, but Shadow in return will go down. Almo Tofu gonna get rezzed up by Jinro. And the remake kill from Almo Tofu, gonna get HSG! I've been waiting for us to see one of those, as Edgy gets shattered by Knight and will get forced out of that Echo copy. Bazinga with a kill on the Weak Dumpling. It's just such a slow burn of a fight right now, as neither of these teams can really seem to put that much damage onto the other. Oh, but look at that Shadow with a great Meteor Strike, gonna catch Knight out, and the Graviton Surge from Kisadab. Will it catch anything? It doesn't look like it, as Edgy is cleaning up this point with some great damage, as well as Shadow. That's gonna be point number 1 going the way of Ascent.
good valiant effort coming in for Potaters, but unfortunately just the coordination that Ascent had on that dive was just too powerful. Edgy on the Echo getting massive value whenever it comes to their damage, and will continue to probably get value unless Weak Dumpling can really pull something out right here, right now.
Now we're gonna see what they can do. Ascent, they got 4 minutes on this clock, so it's not like they're starved for time right now, although 4 minutes can go down pretty quickly. And still on this Winston Diva comp. They're gonna see if they can find a dive target here. They're just gonna try to dive onto this McCree of Weak Dumpling. There's the Deadeye from Weak Dumpling, will catch Shadow. That's a good kill in the window from Magma Boy. With the Fire Strike through it, will get eaten up by Omotofus. That's Kinkisada with another kill on the edge. The Potaters are bringing this one back. It looks like they do have the spawn advantage, but Ascent, they're using ultimates. Kinkisada goes down, both tanks are down. And Ascent, they're trying to take this objective. Both teams still clashing, not that many members of Potaters left on this point, but they are able to get the picks they need. With the respawn advantage is just too strong as well, and they will be able to defend successfully.
Ascent not even being able to get a tick, just showing how ruthless this game mode is. The Assault game mode, notorious for being a true test of a team's skill, being able to break through a defense onto the second point is nearly impossible, while the first being, you know, fairly easy, like slicing through some paper.
Yeah, for sure. It can be tough to break through that stall on 2CP maps. Everyone loves them. There's the Deadeye from another Deadeye, I should say, from Weak Dumpling. Not quite gonna get anything. Was forced to cancel it. But Eucalyptus gets Shadow. Oh, the grab from Yistab gets eaten by Omotofu. That's big. However, the picks are just going the way of Potaters. The Graviton Surge from Edgy with the Zarya copy. Not gonna get anything. But Edgy will get Con Knight. The numbers for Ascent, they just are not there though. Everyone is coming back just now, and they're gonna be able to recontest. As Eucalyptus gets Omotofu. That's a big pick. That's no more Diva to speak of, but Jinro will res her back up. Both windows coming out, paralleling each other here. As Potaters, they're just trying to hang on. If they can use this spawn advantage to their advantage here, they will be able to defend. Edgy going down, however, will catch Con Knight in the process. Weak Dumpling is just putting all these shots into the enemy right now with another kill on Omotofu, as Weak Dumpling will go down, but the numbers for Potaters, they're still there.
And it looks like Shadow just barely not able to get out, but probably trying to be rezzed by Jinro right now. But Eucalyptus on the hunt, looking for those Mercy Wings, trying to clip him out of the sky, and they will be absolutely obliterated.
HSG will go down, but in return, Jinro will as well. That's not quite an even trade. Losing your Mercy is not great. As Potaters are successfully defending this, they're using that spawn advantage to their advantage, of course. Able to just stall so hard to not allow Ascent to take any progress.
If Ascent wants to take this point, they need to find those picks, but they need to find them fast. And it looks like that dive is going to be coming in. Graviton Surge might be coming out for Edgy soon.
Oh, Magma Boy's in so much trouble, but he will get out alive. The Primal Rage in the backline from Empty Blee, not really getting that much work done. Edgy with another copy on Zarya. Really, he's not going to be able to get a Graviton Surge up. Edgy will go down to Weak Dumpling as well. It looks like this is another successful defense for Potaters. 37 seconds left on the clock, and Potaters, or sorry, Ascent has no, they've got no progress on this objective so far.
Yeah, but Tofu with that bomb and Bazinga with the window might be able to find something with Edgy and
Shadow gets staggered. Oh, that's a brutal stagger right there. They've only got 20 seconds. They gotta figure something out here.
The only thing they can do, they just have to take it straight to the enemy. Looks like MT Blee swapping to Reinhardt at the last minute ditch effort to try to make it through. Con Knight does go down.
Con Knight's gonna go down. Both Immortality Fields are already out. But look, Jinro's in the back line, able to get Weak Dumpling, and looking for Magma Boy as well. Look at this! Ascent, they're cleaning up the objective. They got 5 on cart. There's no one left from Potaters here. They've already got a tick. They're nearing 2. They will get it. Are they going to be able to cap this? No one can touch, and they will. 0 seconds left on the clock, but Ascent, they cap it from a great flank from Jinro.
Jinro with the flank of his life, getting into that backline and challenging the enemy Baptiste. Bazinga, not Bazinga, excuse me. Magma Boy, no less, and opening an opportunity for his team. My mouth's a little bit agape right now, man. I don't really know what to say.
You gotta love the flanking Ana. You love to see support plays like that. Able to get a great anti-nade on the backline members, and was able to take out one of them himself. So great plays from
ML7
Jinro.
would be proud.
ML7 would be proud. I agree. Ascent, they are going to opt to go for this double shield, Omotofu on the Orisa, Empty Bleed on the Sigma, just like we saw on Havana, which they looked pretty dominant on that double shield as well. They really did not allow Potaters to get anywhere. This double shield looking like a pretty strong composition for them.
Absolutely, and Edgy coming in with the McCree here. Shadow with the signature Widow. We'll have to see if they can pull out some crazy picks coming in, but little do they know that Potaters is coming in with a dive of their own. Eucalyptus sitting on that Genji. Weak Dumpling on the Widow. Will the Widow battle come into Potaters' favor in order to break open this point? We'll have to see.
Yeah, both of these Widowmakers are very established in their role, I would say. As just like that, Shadow with 2 kills! One on Con Knight, one on Eucalyptus. You love to see that early from your Widowmaker. Let's see if Weak Dumpling can counter this.
Well, that was the attempt.
Yeah, neither Widow going to hit their shot there on that attempt. But Eucalyptus with the deflect! Oh, you love to see it. Shadow tried to catch him in the head, but Eucalyptus says, not today. But HSG, look at the anti-nade on the 3 members. No follow-up, however. No one was able to follow up on that. Conquistador is on this objective. They're going to have to wait for Con Knight to come back because Ascent, they're just getting pick after pick. Conquistador not in a great spot as HSG, the only one left here, will have to cower back, but he might get staggered here.
Potaters
Oh,
need to be very
HSG.
careful.
Oh,
HSG.
Oh no! Oh, but Shadow goes down to Weak Dumpling. That's a great kill there. Shadow going down early twice. Once to Eucalyptus, once to Weak Dumpling. And they can get their respawns back soon as HSG is just coming back now. It looks like they're going to be able to push rather quickly. Con Knight is going to use that bubble and get in here. Will get halted. Not going to go down for it. Immortality Field forced out from Bazinga, as it looks like the members of Potaters are just going to go through this closed side on the right. Conquistador going very low due to that halt from Omotofu. Not quite going to go down though. There's the nano boost on the Con Knight. Will dive in, but will get rocked by Empty Bleed. This is the power of the double shield. And there is another fantastic anti-nade from HSG. That one will get followed up on as Empty Bleed goes down. Omotofu probably quite soon to follow as Jinro goes down. Potaters, it looks like they're going to try to get into cleanup mode, but there are members of Ascent still on this objective. Con Knight going to be able to kill Omotofu. Edgy as well going down. Shadow with a sliver of HP is going to activate that site, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to capitalize on it as Bazinga goes down, and that is point number 1 taken by Potaters.
Wow. I'm in awe. Like a well-executed dive by Potaters. It got a little brawly there at the end, but unfortunately for Ascent, just their members were a little bit too split, just like Potaters probably anticipated, and Potaters capitalized on it beautifully.
Yeah, I gotta say, Ascent's double shield is nothing to scoff at. Omotofu, an absolute menace on this Orisa so far. Gonna use that little Orisa tech to get the cooldown of the shield up faster. For the Potaters, they're gonna go in for this attack once Con Knight gets there.
Yeah, taking a look into this next fight, HSG approaching that nano boost onto Eucalyptus with the blade might be just enough. And by just enough, I mean convincingly enough in order to break open this defense. But Jinro sitting with the Transcendence, possibly willing to counter.
Oh, the backline is in so much trouble! You can't play there if you're the backline and you're up against Dive, as Eucalyptus gets 2 onto both backliners, Shadow and Jinro. But Empty Blee enters back with 3 of his own! As Empty Blee, I should say, going crazy with the help of the massive bongo from Momotofu.
And that was only 3 ultimates really used. And they still have 3 in reserve. Now, granted, oh, Weak Dumpling losing to Empty Blee. How does that happen?
No, honestly, Weak Dumpling gonna go down Empty Blee. Empty Blee trying his best to take over this game, as this double shield is just so oppressive. Empty Blee and Omotofu, these bongos from the Orisa have been absolutely fantastic every fight thus far.
Eucalyptus looking to pop that Nano Blade, I'm sure. Conquistador with the grab in reserve for defense afterwards. But the Rock will find Magna Boy before they even begin the fight. But Wink Dumpling gets a reverse pick on Shadow, so they still decide to go in.
They are going to, they're going to invest this Graviton Surge. Oh, but oh my god, look at the anti-nade, but there's just no one there to capitalize. Conquistador, the only one left. Will catch Edgy, but it's just not enough. A lot of ults, actually only really the one ult sacrificed from Conquistador, but an important ult nonetheless. Eucalyptus and HSG, it looks like they're gearing up to use this this Nano Blade here.
Octave, I'm gonna need an ambulance, man. That pulled at my heartstrings a little bit too much. That gave me a heart attack. Oh, and Shadow getting an initial pick on Eucalyptus, not even letting
you see where
Potaters regroup.
What a great position. He was just up on this little high ground, up on left side, just waited for someone to walk on through and hit an easy arrow for a nice pick. That's smarts right there. That's what you need from your Hanzo players, those quick picks just like that.
And a little bit of RNG to help you with it. RNGesus helping you out in your fights. Oh, and then the engage comes in from Cognite. A little bit unsupported, chasing them back into spawn. The rest of Ascent will chase
There's
them.
a Nano Blade! And he is able, with that dash, to get out of the Gravitic Flux. And Eucalyptus is causing havoc with the Nano Blade. Going through, gonna be able to catch 2. Potaters on this objective convincingly. And Empty Bleed's in stall mode now. He's on the ball. Will get stunned up and killed, as Edgy going down as well. The Transcendence from Jinro going to be able to stall this out a little bit longer, but Omotofu and Jinro the only 2 left on this point. And as the Transcendence wears off, so do Ascent's chances of stalling out this point, as Potaters, they had their eyes set on trying to complete this this objective here, as Eucalyptus another kill on Empty Bleed. And these are just the stalls now. Shadow on the Genji will go down. Jinro on the Moira not quite going to get to point. But as both teams are going to have a minute tacked to their time banks. However, that being Potaters, are going to have 38 seconds more. 28 seconds, I should say.
Potaters capped.
They did.
Potaters won the game. I mean, part of it. Oh man, I'm sorry.
Man, they were able to capture the objective. They got 1 minute 28 seconds left, so they were able to cap a little bit faster than the side of Ascent, but they didn't finish with enough time to only have to capture 1 tick. They had to finish with a minute left in order to not receive that 1 minute supplementary time. So both these teams are gearing up to attack once again.
Octave, I'll be honest, that was a heart-wrenching second point to watch. Empty Blee on the Sigma going for the Gravitic Flux onto the Nano Blade, was not able to find it.
Not quite.
And Cognite just thinking double bubble makes Monkey into this indestructible force and gets collapsed on by 4 members of Ascent. It was just hard to watch.
Yeah, for sure. But Potaters, they gotta defend for 1 minute here. We're gonna see what they can do here to try to keep their hopes alive in this series. Now we're gonna take this right-hand room here, as Eucalyptus just trying to cause some havoc in this backline, trying to just be a little annoyance. As Shadow's in this backline, and Eucalyptus is gonna try to 1v1 that, as Edgy goes down. And as I say that, Potaters just cleaning up this point. That's a solid team kill, just like that. Ascent, 20 seconds left on the board. Someone's got to touch.
I don't think anyone can. Not with the pressure performed by Potaters thus far.
Yeah, HSG is probably going to have to touch here. Gonna have to go quite fast though, because he's only got 6 seconds left. Are they going to be able to touch? Looks like yes, they will. But Bazinga goes down early, losing your BAP like that in a crucial fight. That's not great. There's the Shatter, only going to catch Empty Blee in it, but it's more than enough because Potaters, they're cleaning up. Edgy goes down. Jinro, the only one left on this objective alongside Omo Tofu. But they both go down, overtime ticking. No capture percentage acquired for Ascent. And Potaters, they got a minute 28 seconds to cap 1 tick.
Taking a look at this roster and seeing both teams how they've evolved their game even just during this series. I mean, we've seen MT Blee go from main tank to off tank back and forth. We've seen subs back and forth from Ascent. We've seen Magma Boy put out some crazy stops. Eucalyptus pulling out hit scan and flex DPS. It's wonderful. It's absolutely amazing.
It is.
And it looks like for the attack coming in from Potaters, we're going to be seeing Wheat Dumpling back on that Widow, which I think is a great call. They've been popping off this series on that particular character. I think that's a great choice. Cock Knight and Conquistadab back on the Ryan Zarya. Eucalyptus with the Mei support, and typical Brawl supports as well to get them in position. But then coming in from Ascent, got the double shield back again. Edgy on that Echo, looking for some close range, absolute, just so much damage. And Jinro probably going to be pocketing Shadow to give maximum damage output. This is a dangerous defense, but let's see if Potaters can crack it open.
Yeah, I mean, it is no longer winnable for Ascent here. However, it is very drawable. It's only a minute 30 seconds. So I mean, you can definitely draw this one out. It's not like it's a huge amount of time by any means. However, Potaters, they only have to cap 1 tick, and they can no longer lose this map.
Yeah, and if you're Potaters, you're feeling very confident about that. But with the time clicking down and the Moal not really finding much, but the Halt just putting the team together, both Immortality Fields do come down.
Oh, that's a massive pick. Empty Blee going down, and everyone is so low. Empty Blee was able to get res back up, but Jinro goes down for it, giving his life. As Kondai goes down, there's the Shatter from Edgy, copying that Reinhardt, and Ascent are pulling the picks back right now. HSG was able to get Omo Tofu, but everyone else is going down. However, this is where the extra 30 seconds come in, which is fantastic, because now instead of having to, rush so hard, they are going to be able to just get back in here, as Omo Tofu has to go over to the ball to come back in time. Orisa is just too slow.
Yeah, just trying to get as much value as possible in enough.
Oh, Kondai goes down. Oh, that's not great to start off this fight. Magma Boy down as well. Things are looking pretty glum for Potatoes here unless they can kill both supports just like that, as Eucalyptus and Weak Dumpling both do. But the bomb from Shadow gets 2. Weak Dumpling down as well. No one left on this objective except for Eucalyptus, and he will go down after using the Blizzard, but there is no one to capitalize, and it's a draw. We are going to a map number 5. It is currently 2-1.
Whew. All right. Let's see MT Blee on the Sigma in this play of the game.
Let's see what he could do here. This was a great Prophetic Flux, for sure. There's 1, there's 2, and surely there's 3. And he was able to get actually 1 more in that fight as well. So great game from MT Blee. And but neither team was able to pull up with a map victory, and Potaters are probably kicking themselves for it.
Absolutely, and thank you guys so much for sticking through with us in this exciting back and forth series. We did get a draw on this last map, but that means that we're going to that map 5, and we will see you guys after a short, quick 3 intermission. Don't go away, and be sure, if you're liking what you're seeing, if you're loving this level of Overwatch, please drop us a quick follow so that you don't miss the content, as well as a quick sub. It would really do us a lot of good, putting towards the production as well as keeping 413 going. So we'll see you guys in a bit.
Welcome back, one and all. We are about to head into map number 5. We got Potaters, we've got Ascent. Ascent currently up 2-1 after a thrilling, I should say, brawl, or a thrilling draw on Temple of Anubis.
Yeah, no, it was...
Map number 5, it looks like we are gonna head over to Ilios, because that is, of course, Control. And both these teams look like they're pretty ready to go. We do have a couple subs here. We do have Hantu coming in for Shadow. Other than that, these teams are staying relatively the same. Earl, what do you think we're going to see on Ilios?
I mean, it could be anything really. Whenever we're taking a look at each individual part of Ilios, it's quite drastically different. Especially Well. Well is the one that kind of throws everything to the wind. Like, you need the straight up brawl just normally does not work with the choice of getting environmental kills, or rather your brawl just has no direct pathing to where the enemy could be. It's too easily kiteable. So you see a lot more inventive play on Well, and so I'm interested to see what these two teams come up for that specific part of this map.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there for sure. Before we head in here, I just wanted to say a couple things about our partner. Of course, we are partnered with Rogue Energy. Of course, I think you saw earlier in the stream, we saw the power rankings brought to you by them. Gotta say, if you head over to their store, you can use the code 413esports to get 10% off of your purchase. A couple people are saying in Twitch chat that what they've gotten is a quality product. So that being said, make sure you go check them out. And we are going to head into map number 5, that being Ilios. We are on Ruins first. This, I think we're going to see a sniper duel on this one for sure.
Oh, absolutely. Weak Dumpling and Hantu have been pulling out the Widow all night. And especially Wing Dumpling, I think, has to play Widow on this particular map. Just because look at all the long sight lines. Like, it's just a giant line from one spawn to the other. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's a Widow map. But it looks like they're opting for something else for the time being. So Potaters actually opting to go for the Sombra Cree on this interesting hybrid brawl. And then I don't quite know what Ascent's going quite yet. And it looks like they opted to go in with the Hanzo and Mei, which Mei on this point is a little bit hard to execute because of the chokes that your opponent has to go through, but it could still find use and value.
Yeah, you don't tend to see a lot of wallable areas for that Mei here, but both of these teams are on that brawl, and we aren't seeing any hit-scan snipers. We do have Hantu on that Hanzo, but not really any snipers in the traditional sense that we're seeing, as Kinkistab gets caught out and punished, even through Magma Boy's immortality field, and he will get booped off by Jinro, as well as Weak Dumpling. But I think Jinro got him as well, although he did not get the kill credit, and that's fight number 1 going the way of Ascent.
Yeah, I think Potaters must have made a reset call there because they knew that the fight was lost at that point, just from the amount of resources that they had lost already. And it looks like it is up to the Potaters to begin their assault on this capture point. Hat comes on to Omotofu.
Omotofu's in trouble, gets stunned up and killed as well by Weak Dumpling. That's a good start for Potaters, but Eucalyptus goes down, Kinkistab as well. So they're gonna still try to invest some ultimates here as Magma Boy uses that window. But the members of Ascent are just crushing them from both sides, as all this damage from Hantu is starting to pay off, as it's gonna pay off in the form of a pick onto Weak Dumpling, and Ascent still just having this chokehold on the point. They're up at 50% already.
Yeah, 50% with many ultimates to spare. Potaters starving for resources. They need to make as many fights as possible so that they can get an advantage here. Eucalyptus's EMP will be pivotal in this sort of turnaround situation.
Yeah, look at all the ults on the side of Ascent right now. They got 5, and Jinro is also approaching that 6. Eucalyptus does get found out and put back to spawn. Doesn't quite have that EMP yet. There's a lot of ults, however, coming out from the side of Ascent, and 5 kills with the Dragon Strike, as well as the Graviton Surge combo for Hantu. That's exactly what you want from the Grav Dragon combo if you can get it like that every time. That's what you like to see.
A convincing win, but Tofu has to do something with this Earth Shatter in order to prevent Potaters from reaching the point. And it looks like they're on the flank. It's a flanking shatter. Oh, a little bit late. The Potaters are already, but they're still coming behind. The flank shatter is still possible.
Oh, is the shatter gonna be here? Look at this. Everyone's hacked up.
Oh!
Everyone's shattered by Omotofu. Looking Kisanab is trying to turn it around with 2 kills of his own. Hantu with the kill on HSG. The picks are going both ways. There's the window from Magma Boy. Fire strike through it, won't catch anything. There's the shatter from Con Knight. Someone's got a touch here, but everyone is so low from Potaters as Hantu is going to try to clean up 2 headshots to his name, and Omotofu can just clean up with that big hammer, and that's going to be point number 1, going the way of Ascent in a convincing 100-0.
0-1.
I'll be honest, Octave, I'm a little disappointed that they didn't decide to pull out the Widows there, but both teams doing their absolute best. I can't be upset at at either team for that performance there. Now, taking a look, going into Lighthouse, we're going to have a similar brawl type situation, but Eucalyptus going under the McCree, Weak Dumpling going on the Soldier. Double hit scan just in case of a Pharmacy and or Echo, because going aerial in this particular map, there are a lot of high grounds to abuse, as well as some aerial cover. But it looks like Edgy is going to be disconnected from the game. It looks like a game crash, but what do you think about coming into this next match we're going to be seeing from both teams?
Yeah, I think both these teams, they're still just going to go for that brawl. Once Edgy comes back, to probably be on the May again, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't quite catch what he was on beforehand. But yeah, so we're going to see what they can do here. Pause. We're going to have to wait for Edgy to get back here. Yeah. So.
Okay.
Hopefully we can get him back here any second now.
Yeah, absolutely. And going into this particular map, I think, I don't know, Ascent's kind of on the warpath, man. It's gonna be a lot for Potaters to come back into this, but they still have their star DPS on the double hit scan for Potaters, and the Hantu's still on the Hanzo, which could give them the Dragon Strike combo that they need to just secure the point. It really could go back and forth here, and depending on how both teams utilize their speed resource, their aggression versus their defense, it's really going to come down to just the micro decisions that add up to the big plays in the end.
Yeah, for sure. And I just want to point out real quick, I think a big difference maker here could be that double hit scan going up against the most likely May Hanzo. Of course, we do have the Hanzo confirmed. Of course, we don't quite know what Edgy's going to be on yet, but again, it's probably going to be that May. I think this Ashe could be a big difference maker. We've seen Weak Dumpling do really well in these hit scans all day today, so we're going to see if he can continue that dominance and try to pull Potaters back into this map.
And so Edgy will need to reselect their hero, and might give a little bit more time to Potaters, but that's just kind of the way she rolls whenever it comes into this situation. And it looks like Tofu's looking for some sort of positioning against Potaters, and Potaters have to take advantage of this advantage that they got taking control of this mini room, and they will find Bazinga.
Yeah, that's a big kill for the side of Potaters, and another one on Hantu. Omotofu going down as well. That's going to be a quick first fight win for Potaters, and a quick cap for some early percentage.
Yeah, no, I mean, we've always been promised really good control maps from these teams inside of the 413 OCS, and this is no exception. Any map 5 normally goes to a 1-1 scenario, so Potaters starting off with the lead. Let's see if they can keep it.
Yeah, we're gonna see what they can do to keep this lead, of course. And both these teams going to clash on this low ground in front of the point. Immortality Field is beautiful from Magma Boy to keep Con Knight up through that freeze. Both these teams just kind of cycling around this pillar. There's the window from Magma Boy. Bazinga just about ready to mirror that with his own. As Con Knight goes down, but MC Flea as well will go down. And Eucalyptus with the Deadeye will catch another one, but will go down for it. It's a 4v4 on point right now as Kinkisadab going to use those bubbles to keep himself up. Omotofu kind of put herself in a bad position there, going down as Kinkisadab will catch Jinro as well for the second kill of the fight of Potaters. Up at 50%, that's another convincing fight win.
Bazinga taking Potaters' high ground, and in an interesting kind of turn of events. So using a solo window as well, trying to keep up Tofu, but just wasn't able to after using the immortality field on themselves in order to survive the Deadeye coming in from Eucalyptus.
Yeah, for sure. And a lot of ults here for both teams, honestly, as Connect goes down to the wall. That's a great wall from Edgy. That's what the Maid does for the team. There's the beat from HSG to try to keep everyone here, and there's the Bob from Weak Dumpling. Probably going to get melted rather quickly, but look, the members of Ascent are all so low. Potaters, they're up at 90%, and now Ascent can finally go in with the resources they so desired. As Omotofu goes down, but Honshu and Empty Plea as well. The Graviton Surge was not to be as Omotofu goes down with the Shatter. And all the ults are going to come out now as Edgy gets Magma Boy with the Blizzard. And the picks are going back the way of Ascent. But Jinro's down and Edgy's the only one left on the point. It's a 1v3. 1v4 now as HSG being speedy, able to get back. Empty Bleed going to switch over to the ball, trying to contest. But the bubble onto Eucalyptus is going to stop the Shatter of Omotofu. A massive play there from Kinkisadab. And now it's just the stalls, as Empty Bleed is on this point. Probably will go down quite soon. Weak Dumpling down on the Tracer, but Potaters are going to take point number 2 in just as convincing a fashion as Ascent did last round.
Ascent not really respecting the respawns and the line of scrimmage, if you will, whenever it comes to these maps. Knowing which side is yours and is safe versus, you know, what is enemy territory. Hantu being killed during a Dragon Strike onto a Dragon Strike Graviton Surge combo. Absolutely devastating. As well as Bazinga taking the high ground from Weak Dumpling, who rightfully owns it on that Ashe.
Yeah, for sure. Both these teams still staying on this brawl, staying true to their guns. So, of course, they are going to both speed there as quick as they can. Only difference here, this time, Edgy is on the Echo, whereas Eucalyptus is on the Tracer. So, not really a whole lot to contest Eucalyptus on this Tracer, but not really a whole lot to contest Edgy other than Weak Dumpling here as well. Both these teams are going to clash on this covered side of the objective on the left-hand side. Both immortality fields are going to go down. But Potaters, they currently hold the space advantage as Weak Dumpling tries to get an off angle, but will get pushed out of that space. Now the positional advantage on the side of Ascent though, as they're going to be on the point. But Omotofu is in trouble, but Jinro gets Kinkisadab off the side of the map into that deep well as both tanks for Potaters are down. Omotofu will go down, but it's not like, it doesn't look like it's going to matter as Ascent is cleaning up the rest of the point right now.
Ascent doing a very good job about being larger than life whenever it comes to this positioning, and whenever you're in this particular space, you cannot afford to just sit into a small space for very long. You have to explode out and take the area for your DPS in order to work.
Yeah, you gotta
Potaters
take all that space for sure.
The Potaters need to make sure that they set up something for success in order for Eucalyptus to hit those flanks and for Weak Dumpling to be able to see much more than what they're seeing right now.
Oh, there's the grab window combo as well as the Deadeye. The pulse bomb in the backline is gonna get onto everyone for the side of Potaters is so weak, but the beat's huge and the Deadeye's even bigger through the window from Weak Dumpling. Catches 3. Another kill from him, and Empty Bleed is just going to take the easy way out and go off the side of the map as Potaters are going to get their first capture percentage.
Potaters sitting on Conk Knight's Shatter here, as well as the Ascent roster is sitting on their Beat, as well as their Copy as well. And I assume a Copy onto the Reinhardt is inevitable in this sort of matchup. We'll see how Edgy uses it in this next fight. There's the Reinhardt Copy, but there's
the Shatter's massive! The Shatter is absolutely huge, as Con Knight is going to clean up Omotofu with it. There are 2 Ryans on the battlefield, but Omotofu goes down. That's going to leave Edgy as the sole Reinhardt and will get kicked out of that copy as Eucalyptus gets another pulse bomb kill onto Hantu. Potaters holding this point pretty convincingly.
Yeah, Conk Knight just getting massive value with that Shatter, but Edgy committing copy in that fight, not really finding much with it, even after getting 2 tries at it.
Yeah, there's a grab from Conquistador, going to get everyone in it, but no one is going to die from it. Jinro will use that beat to counter, but Edgy gets caught! That was a fantastic fire strike from Conk Knight through the window of Magma Boy. Will get Edgy with it, and that's going to force Ascent to take this back streets way, as Edgy's going to have to catch up with them. There's the grab window combo. Fire strike not going to get anyone because the tanks are there. Plenty of health for them as Potaters are cleaning up once again from a health with the beat from HSG. Edgy will get Magma Boy, but will go down any second as Empty Flea and Hantu are just forced to back up here.
Yeah, Potaters with pretty solid control at this point. Conk Knight with another Shatter. Weak Dumpling coming up on that Deadeye.
Well, Shadow not going to quite get anything, but Conk Knight and Eucalyptus both going down. There's the Deadeye from Hantu as well. Can he get Conquistador and Weak Dumpling with it? And it looks like Ascent is going to be able to take this point, and not a moment too soon, because Potaters has 95% on the point.
A 1-to-1 that's going down to the wire. Are we going to get a 99-99? Only time will tell. But for this fight, Potaters walking in with that pulse bomb. That pulse bomb not being able to find much. Weak Dumpling, you're high noon. It's all you, man.
Now, Weak Dumpling has got to find something with this high noon. It's absolutely crucial. And the flank is going to go down the Hantu. That's exactly what they didn't need. And now Ascent has 2 McCrees on the field as Edgy is going to use that to its fullest potential. As Hantu going to get another kill onto Eucalyptus. Deadeye from Edgy, not going to quite get anything. But Ascent will clean up this objective. They're up at 85%. It looks like they will be able to get a touch in another fight, but it's going to be close.
Oh, it looks like Eucalyptus goes down!
That's
their only
their
chance
main
of touch!
HSG is going to have to be a speedy boy here, which he
HSG
will.
with the rollout!
HSG will get the rollout and will be able to touch. There's the Deadeye from Hantu, not getting anything, and the window from Magma Boy in the corner of the point. But Edgy goes down. That could be a huge kill. There's the Graviton Surge. Conk Knight's off the edge of the map by Jinro, but the picks are going both ways. Potaters have 4 members left on this objective. Ascent with only a couple left, but Ascent is getting kills. Conquistador's off the edge of the map, courtesy of Jinro. And another kill onto Weak Dumpling. This could be it right here. There's no one left. Ascent, they've done it. They take the series 3-1 with a great map win on Ilios.
Congratulations to Ascent. Very well played. Great adaptability. Let's see how Hantu performed in this play of the game.
Let's see. I bet you this is probably going to be the 5K with the grab. It doesn't get much better than this. You just love to see the way the kill feed just lights up with all 5 kills from Hantu. Great plays from that man over there to help secure the win for Ascent in a 3-1 fashion. However, I am proud of Potaters here. That was the first map they were able to take, and they made every single map in this series a very competitive one. This is definitely the most competitive they've looked in a series so far. What do you think?
I completely agree. I think that Potaters and Ascent have both made big strides in making it a really, really close series. Albeit Potaters being able to take their first map, applause to them. They worked really hard, I'm sure, and were able to show a force today that they are a force to be reckoned with. They have more to do.
Yeah, definitely a team that is on the come up right now. If they can keep this upward trend going, we might see them near the middle of the table soon. So that would be pretty great to see. But that being said, we have to figure out an MVP. Beryl, give me your thoughts. Who do you think deserves it?
This is a tough one because a lot of people stood out. I mean, we said a lot of names from Ascent, but man, Octave, I want to hear your thoughts first. To be honest,
man, I gotta say the tank line for the side of Ascent was absolutely insane. The double shield, I should say, was absolutely lethal. Omotofu on the Orisa as well as MT Blee as well. So a couple of great performers there. If I were to give it to any of the members of Ascent, I'd probably give it to one of the tanks. What do you think?
I think I have to agree with you. And you know what? I'm gonna double down, and I'm gonna say it should be MT Blee. Taking a look at their play today, it just shows like the mastery of the heroes that they were playing. They were playing all across the roster of the tanks, but whenever they popped off on that Zarya during King's Row, and especially knowing when to pop those Graviton surges, I think it should go to MT Blee for Ascent.
Yeah, I can't help but agree with you there. Of course, both tanks definitely put forth a case to be that MVP. But all in all, MT Bleed did have a great game today. So we will give it to that man, and hopefully we can get him in here for a quick post-game interview. But yeah, every one of these members of Ascent played a fantastic game today. And we are going to be dragging MT Bleed in here any second. The man himself, Barrel, take it away with the man.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, MT Blee, how are you feeling after that match?
I gotta say, I'm feeling pretty good. I got kind of close at the end there, but I think we pulled through pretty well.
Absolutely. It was a close one. It was a nail biter, especially on that Temple of Anubis map. I'll be honest. I was feeling bored. I was at a loss for words for a lot of it. But you guys were able to pick it up on Ilios and take a convincing 2-1 and kind of close out the series. So, what do you think were your keys to victory today? Like, how did you guys reset your mentals? What were you thinking like during each of these different maps?
Coming into the second map on King's Row, we were a bit shaken up after getting completely steamrolled on the first map. And we just decided, like, let's just coordinate a lot harder, make sure we're playing all six as a team, and we just went in all six together, and we just took a convincing win.
Good stuff. And we did see a lot of interesting cheeky rotations out on the Kings Row map as well. I can definitely see that you guys have been a lot more practiced than the last time that we saw you. Just really, really good teamwork coming out from you guys.
Yeah,
Another
I'm sorry. No, I was going to say, we have to credit that all to our good friend Ben back on the team. He's a great coach.
good stuff. Good stuff. Shout out to Ben then for Ascent for coaching them up. And also, one thing I'd like to say is, um, you guys had a really efficient roster tonight. I feel like Tofu coming in on that main tank. I mean, but is there anybody in particular that you would like to shout out as somebody that enabled you to do the best?
Well, I got to say, absolutely, Jay Jinro, absolute all-star there on the Lucio, getting me in and out of all the fights, saving my ass with beat. He's certainly, in my eyes, the hero of the game.
All right, fair enough. And the last thing that I ask for you is congratulations on the win for sure. And the last thing I will ask is, you know, what are your plans for the rest of the series? How are you guys going to continue to get better? Where are you guys taking this win from here?
I think a lot of our strengths are in our coordination and like playing with tight rotations and just quick combos. So we're gonna keep working on that in our scrims and our practices and just keep working towards that.
All right, very good, MT Blue. Thank you for coming out. I want you to go
For
back and
having me.
enjoy this win with your team. Thank you so much.
You guys too. Have a nice day.
Bye bye.
All right. Awesome. That being said, after that fantastic game, let's take a look really quick at the standings. So, of course, Havoc still at the top with that 4-0. Of course, newly Ascent up at 2-2 with the map differential of 0 now. So, they are right back to 0. Of course, won maps and lost maps, but able to salvage that 0 map differential. Potaters still at the bottom with that 0-4. However, things are looking up. Things are looking up for them. Took a map today. Very proud of them. Take me through the rest of the standings here, Barrel.
Yes. So Ascent kind of reaching over Charger Blue actually with these particular standings. Now, granted, you remember that we put Charger Blue pretty high in our power rankings, but Ascent just with the skills of their schedule so far, I think it's going to be a rude awakening whenever they start to challenge, let's say 413 Havoc. I don't know, man. That could be a very exciting game.
Yeah, it could be extremely exciting. That being said, we are going to be streaming our next game of the week Monday. It was already recorded today. Of course, can't give any spoilers. It was a pretty good game though. Just quote me on that. It was a pretty good game. We are going to be seeing that Monday at 8 p.m. EST. Make sure you don't miss that. That being said, uh, I just want to say real quick before we leave, we are going to be doing a giveaway, not the same as the ones we've done previously. It's going to be 10 subs from now. We are going to be giving away an item from the 413 merch shop. So make sure you drop a sub if you want to see that coming up soon. And well, if you haven't already, make sure you hit the follow button down below, right below the stream. It's right there. It's a little heart. If you haven't already, just hit that. And if you are so inclined, down below is all of our socials. We got Instagram, Twitter, all of that good stuff. And if you want to see all these VODs that we put out, make sure you head over to 413e.com/YouTube. Subscribe to that. You can see all the VODs. We post them very shortly after the games are done. That being said, Beryl, do you have any closing remarks?
Absolutely. Just keep on grinding, guys. Grinding through life, grinding through Overwatch, whatever you shall be challenged with. And thank you so much for watching us. We will see you guys next time.